So we are at one of my favorite places. We are at Welby Gardens, the home of Hardy Boy plants, with one of my favorite people, Debbie. And I was realizing we've known each other now for like 20 years.
Yes, probably.
It's been a long time. There's still a lot of commotion going on around us. It is still busy here because it is still prime gardening season. Let's plant a pot and kind of show people the basics of planting a pot.
Okay. So today I have a couple of pots that are already planted. We have this one with red petunias, little blue calibrachoa, and a white verbena in it. The center, you'll notice, is a tall spike, kind of a traditional planting. Very, easy care.
Perfect for the 4th of July.
Beautiful. Memorial Day, 4th of July, all those summer holidays. We also have a shady planter, again with a tall spike in the center, but in this one we've used New Guinea impatiens and sweet potato vines, which are great. They can take the sun or the shade, so they're really nice. And the New Guinea impatiens, of course, are really nice for the shade. So that would really brighten a shady spot. We want to start with a fairly full pot of soil and use a good potting soil. We love Fertilizer. It is one of the best. I use it in my yard. The other planters had traditional dracaenas in them, but we don't have to have that for a center. A lot of times you can use grasses. This is stipa, and stipa is really a nice, light, airy grass. It doesn't get too big. The other thing is that you don't have to have that sort of thing for a center. Sometimes I'll even use something like a flower that's very upright, like this salvia or a snapdragon. If your container is going against a wall or in a corner, you're never going to see what's on the back side of it. So you certainly can put that tall thing in the back of the pot and situate it that way, and then work forward. Your next layer would be your mid layer and then your trailing layer. The other thing that I do before I really get started is I usually put a fertilizer in the pot, and a time release fertilizer like Osmocote or our Hardy Start fertilizer is great. It lasts about 3 months. You just put a handful, take a handful of it, kind of sprinkle it around on the top, and then as you plant, it'll just mix in with the soil, and then you have a continuous supply, because the blooming things really need continuous fertilizing to continue to bloom and look beautiful all summer. And then our next layer would be a mid-sized layer. Something roundy, moundy. Geraniums are very nice. Petunias are great. That one matches your shirt today.
Well, and you know what's nice is the petunias anymore, there are so many different, especially you guys, you have so many different colors and varieties that you really can make them match any decor.
Right.
So it makes it so that you can customize the pots to your home, whatever color scheme you may have. And I really love the idea of the texture.
Yes. Anything like this little foliage plant with different colored foliage and just adding, you're right, some texture. This looks very nice, particularly if you used a bold solid color like this geranium. I mean, look at how that pops it out. And if you have the two of them in a pot like this, I mean, it's just spectacular. Then our next layer, we would have something that trails typically. So verbenas are excellent. They bloom all summer, they trail out and bloom. And then we have some things that maybe are not so much for the blooms, but for the color.
I mean, I love just the idea of, I wouldn't put maybe these two together, but using this dark burgundy foliage in combination with these.
Yeah, and this is, I used to call these Moses in the boat. I don't know, they have a number of different names, but Wandering Jews, anything like that. And then this is lamium, and lamium is actually a perennial. So again, something that you could put in your pot and then take out and plant in the yard. The other thing is just regular old ivies, whether they're green or variegated like this, make a spectacular, nice trailer out of the pot. The other thing that we didn't mention, and I think is important too, is that the pot have some drainage in it. A hole in the bottom.
Debbie, thanks so much for having us out here today.
You're welcome.
This is one of my favorite places. I'm going to do some shopping before I head home. For all the information on how to find Hardy Boy plants, go to our website at digincolorado.com. Thanks so much for joining us out here at Welby Gardens, the home of Hardy Boy plants.